Everything's good? Alright, let's get underway for round 5. Everyone's out on the outlap. Let's bring up some menus. Snap. Let's get going.
What's up, guys? So this is Couple and Maranello Baby commentating the Spanish GP for this season's for season 3 RLI.
Which round is it? Round 4? Round 5?
It's Spain, round 4 I think.
4 I guess.
Yeah, round 4 of RLI. We're running on board Southwick. He's come out of the shadows after a very, very long time, and
Looking clean so far.
I don't know if Leo Vicious is on a hot lap, but it looks like he is. So he's not obligated to move out of the way. But Southwick's opted for the soft compound tires, which is quite surprising,
So
considering
early and
considering the
Track will
tire
go
wear
over.
in Spain is pretty.
Oh, gets to go the way, but gets on the way. That's no. My bad, sorry.
Coupled with his brilliant camera work. Okay, okay, that's an interesting line by Rambo, but it looks like he's still on an outlap. Oh no,
Yeah,
he's on
OCA is
flying
behind
lap.
him.
This is a
Both of the
complete
laps
mess
are-
up.
Yeah, both of the laps are screwed up. But let's go back on board with Speedlust. Let's see if
This will definitely not be a representative time considering some of the traffic that he ran into. Unfortunately for Leo Vicious, we caught that on the stream. Hopefully,
120.6.
that is definitely not representative. I'm expecting soft runners to go at least like a 118 or 19.
Yep. That is the target time, 118s, low 118s.
Couple. That being said, I think Spain is one of the few circuits you can actually pull off a two-stop because I think the tire wear is massive around this track.
Yeah, just a good example would be last season of Arlai, where we had a three-way battle with 3 different compounds in the end. So yeah, definitely a two-stop is possible.
Yeah, that has to be the closest finish in
Yeah.
RLI, apart from Silverstone maybe.
Probably, yeah.
But that was a 3-way battle, so that was exciting.
Shida goes third, 123.
Yeah,
It's slow
and
times right now, but yeah, people are just warming up. Let's move on board with Russell.
Russell's opted for the Haas. I've actually never seen him in this car. Hopefully, it'll bring him some better luck than the Racing Point did for him in China. That definitely wasn't his best race,
Let's
and
not jinx this lap now.
a slight lockup, but managed to keep it relatively clean. These hard tires do take some time to warm up. Runs out a little bit. 2 wheels on the curb. Nice wide line, hits the apex. I've seen some people take a late apex. Oh, and that's a spun streeter. Well,
Slightly
he's
loses the back end, but keeps it together. So keeping it clean. Shows best lap. Showing it to fitted. Oh, that is a massive cut, and that will be an invalidated lap.
he's backed off. He's ERS mode down
Launch up.
0 and
Ghost now. The new player for Ferrari. Reserve.
he's got some very big shoes to fill, if I may, or be a little cocky.
Not doing too well right now, but at least he kept it on track.
I think Ninja and I raced with Ghost, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, and he's actually pretty quick. I would rate him on par with the likes of Southwick, Streeter. So we're hoping for with the likes of Leo Vicious, Streeter, Southwick. It should be a very good battle this race.
Onto the back straight. Keeps it steady. Fairly clean lap by Ghost.
He's actually another driver who's opted for the softs, and that's an interesting choice. Definitely starting up front in RLI is useful. They can get caught up in incidents further down the field, but
Sector 2. No, it's cleared.
It's probably just a slow car.
Sector 3. Oh no,
Lone
Lone
Shark.
Shark's out. There he goes.
Just as I say, qualifying up front helps, but
That's a good lap. 120.0. SD on his second lap. It's already 4 tenths up. Yellow, sector 2 and 3. That would probably be third world. We'll carry on with SD. Oh, that's a stop, speedless on track.
it's actually got out of the way better than Leo Bussier did for him. But good to see there's no bad blood among these drivers.
Russell goes fastest on the hard tires. Schooling Ghost on his soft lap.
SD is definitely improved
Oh,
a
this
lot
is the
more.
back end,
And
but-
as I say that, I've jinxed it. Oh, he goes into the pits.
Yeah, he's backed off. Backed off. It's just bad timing. Here we go for the second run. We lost on the mediums this time.
I guess he's that was just a banker lap, which he really wasn't going to follow through with anyway. But let's see if he can actually beat a 120.6, because that's not the best time, but at the same time it's not exactly very slow if you are on the harder compound of tires.
But he did his lap on the medium, on softs, right?
Yeah, but I don't think he would have been pushing that lap 100%.
He did not. Definitely.
And also there was a slight incident with that McLaren, so
Yeah.
that probably cost him at least a second, if not more.
Let's see. He's kept it clean so far. Will Speedless be the Verstappen of Red Bull or the Gasly? Black Sheep goes
I think there's a
fastest.
seat at Toro also opening up soon, with they're not being moving
So
to
one
reserve.
sneaky boy would like to take the opportunity to get out Toro Rosso.
But actually, this is a very interesting Red Bull battle today. One sneaky boy has been putting in some good. Red Bull owned competition today between One Sneaky and Speedlust. But Speedlust has got the new Xbox One controller, so he can't really talk about his speed anymore.
He's just improved by 3 tenths, not as big as he would have liked. The overseer begins his lap. Who else is on the lap?
But even though he didn't improve as much, I mean, it's still a pretty big deal considering now he doesn't have to start on the softs.
Yeah.
Then improvement would have been crucial.
Improvement
here.
is, yeah. Puts him safe. But he needs positions. I wouldn't be surprised if he went back onto the softs just to do a proper run. Yeah, where is he? It's fine. Okay, somebody goes really wide. Somebody is taking the
That
scenic
looks like,
route.
that looks like Black Sheep.
Yeah.
Trying to find his way back to England, maybe. There's a yellow in sector 3. It's probably Black Sheep waiting for a passing car. Street is about to come across the line. This does not look like it's going to be a very quick lap.
No, this was.
He's actually in deployment mode too. It doesn't look like he's going to be pushing very hard.
Let's head back to the overseer.
This definitely looks like an in lap. It's
Yeah.
not a.
This looks like an inlap.
It's not. And there's no
No.
ERS, and he's driving pretty slowly. So
Ooh, Rambo's out. Street is backed off. Something's gone wrong here. Sorry if we missed it.
let's stay on board with Streeter to see
Street.
where Rambo may have gone off. Let's play spot the Red
This
Bull.
is why we need telemetry, guys. We need to know where. Yeah. Sector 1. This lap is done because he slowed down.
ST's gone out again on the hard compound tires, so that's a little bit
He's
surprising.
still on the same. He's doing his third lap on the same tire.
The hard tires are resilient, but I think in Spain tire wear is going to become a major issue. regardless of what tire you are on. He's gonna have to like pump in a few fastest laps if he wants to stay a few fastest laps on the mediums, because I think these hard tires would be screaming towards the end of the first stint. As this lap is going, it looks like he's going to currently be about a P3 or P4. I'm around the region of 120.0 to 1.
Yeah.
So
That's a good time on the hards.
yeah, it's fairly respectable.
And he cuts. It's a big cut. Will it be invalidated?
No, but you can fairly cut the corner much more than in 2018 this time around.
There he goes, P3. So 199. Very respectable time.
I don't expect you to know the track limits too well, considering your racing situation.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Streeters still roaming around on the hards. Your teammate, Third World Prophet, back again.
He's actually picking up the game pretty quickly, and I'll let Kapil take over from here.
So KC not on a lap. Things are cooling down a bit. They'll probably resume in maybe 2 minutes time. Well, right now let's stay on board with the KC66.
KC is actually one of the biggest improvements of this season, I see, as he comes into the pits. I think he was down in the bottom of the order and we were lapping him fairly consistently, but he's picked up some insane pace and thus put Mercedes in a very, very strong position for constructors this season. So on board with Ghost, he's now switched on to the medium tires. I'm expecting a pretty good improvement, maybe a 119.
He's the only one on track. He is improving. Almost 2/10 up on the same tire.
He did set his first lap on softs, so I hope the pace is there to actually put the time in on the mediums. He's a fairly sensible driver. I'd expect he would not have pushed 100% in that lap on softs. Runs a bit wide. You know, that's actually a better line than putting two wheels on the curb, because that curb is actually deadly in to accelerate off.
Who is backed off? So while we wait for Ghost to begin his lap, let's just check the standings, how they stand currently. So the Real ST, the 85 points, way out in the lead, but then again, for obvious reasons. Let's look at Ferrari and constructors. Also completely dominating this season. So that is a good fact. It's a good thing to see that the KC is quite consistent. He didn't start last race, but good showing from the two of them. Let's see. So right now Maranello baby will be kicked out, probably put into reserve because he missed 3 consecutive races. So yeah, we haven't seen Jerry or Myth. Then let's get back to the action. So Mercedes clearly on top right now.
Black Sheep goes faster. That's a surprise, but that is on the soft tires, so it's definitely a sacrifice.
No, I think it's the mediums.
Oh, it is on the mediums. That's a brilliant lap by Black Sheep, but that's only 4/10 of Rissel's time on hard.
Oh, he's on the pits. Okay.
Now Rissel is on a flying lap. Deployment mode is up to hot lap, and he looks like he's pushing.
He's on the medium tire. Would want to start. He has the biggest chance out of the rest of the field. Oh, and loses the back end, but keeps it. Probably not be happy with that. He does have one more opportunity. Let's see if he goes for it.
I think he's not going to finish this lap in terms of representation.
Oh, he switched off the areas. He might go for another lap.
Could have backed off a lot more and regained some more ERS, but he's chosen to push on. He's up to deployment mode 4. He, like I commented in the last race, he still goes fastest even with running deployment mode 0 through the final sector, and he backs off. I think he feels that time is good enough to keep it in to stay competitive, but a 1:18.9, now that's a brilliant time on the medium tires. I don't think I would have been able to do it. Leo Vicious retired from the session. Probably it's
Can the Mercedes get back on pole?
SC had a very commanding performance back in China and in Baku, but I do feel Spain is one of his.
Oh, that is a big cut. Pretty sure that was an invalidation. If not, that would have been a huge loss in time. He does have one more opportunity to go.
He goes fastest.
Still goes fastest. Unbelievable.
Kapil, I think we've got to take this back to the stewards and have that lap cancelled.
Yeah, probably race control will have a look at that lap, at that corner in particular. Casey starts his last flying lap. Oh, just across the line. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. One sneaky boy is in P5.
Guys, crucially, Ghost has not improved on his time on softs. He is going to be way down the order and starting on the soft compound tire. So that's pretty much his race compromised immensely. He's going to have a brilliant comeback drive to have a chance.
It was speedlust with a very underwhelming qualifying. Finished P8. Not the return that you'd be hoping for. Casey. Flying lap. Oh, one CQ boy's gone off. Pretty sure that's his lap compromised.
Casey pushing on.
And
he's off. And he's off.
That is the end.
He's kept his tire on, but he has no chance to get back to put in a representative time.
And that is your qualifying.
The big surprise of this quali has been, I think, Casey down in P7. Expected him up and then.
Cracked under pressure, sadly. But he moves to P4. Even with that. This goes to show you how much potential there is. Just a 1:19.6.
How much potential or how much margin for error?
Tough to say. They keep screwing up at the crucial moments.
So I think that's quali done and dusted. I think Casey is going to be back in the pits with no front wing.
It's a shame.
That's some more work for the Mercedes team after the crash in Spa today for Hamilton. But it's fine, I guess. P7 not too bad. I'm guessing he's going to go up to P6 after a few laps, but I think all eyes are going to be on Ghost for the start because he's there on the soft tires, and I'm sure, as we all know, getting heat into the medium and hard tires is a pain in the ass. Oh, sorry, NS, is that PG-13?
You said mediums, yeah.
Is that PG-13 saying pain in the ass, or is it fine?
We don't care.
Okay. Myth, don't watch this, you're a kid. Yeah. Loshak not too happy that Casey didn't retire, but it's fine. He put it back in the pits.
He did the right way.
Yeah. Streeter back from an accident. We wish him a speedy recovery, but he's racing today with a 1:19.9 on the medium tires. So with minimal practice, come back to the game after a while. That is a fairly decent time, at least.
That's your quali results. P1 for Mercedes, P2 for the Haas, and P3 for Black Sheep on the Alfa Romeo. Just 66 thousandths between P1 and 2. The Jamaican whistle for today. So the newbie Ghost, entire second, but on the softer compound of tires. Should be an interesting strategy for him. Hope he can follow through. He might do a two-stop, but pretty sure he'll move on to the hards.
Where do you expect Russell's race pace to be versus ST? Because ST's been fairly consistent.
I have a feeling that Russell's going to bottle it again. I'm not jinxing him, but looking back at China, I feel he's going to bottle it again. Especially Sector 3, where you just get on the curve and you start accelerating and you just completely lose it. So
I have a feeling it's going to be in turn 2, if at all.
Turn 2,
The
it's
exit of turn
possible.
2
Yeah.
is especially once with worn tires, can be a bit of double whammy there with the curbs and the off-cam nature of the turn.
Okay, can you just check if the stream is still going?
Yeah, sure.
So while we wait, cloudy skies. Hopefully there will be some rain at some point, but can't say for sure. Cloudy skies. Hopefully.
Yeah, the stream is working. Sorry for the background noise. And it also is a Premier League weekend, so we can expect some cheers in the background, but that's fine. Right. This new rule we introduced for waiting, having all drivers ready before clicking start race. It's pretty annoying from a commentator point of view, isn't it?
But better than this, rather than having to restart the session over and over again. So yeah, welcome.
And Black Sheep has readied up. Okay. I guess people are ready to go now.
Yeah.
If you're not ready, you still have 30 seconds. But honestly, I don't feel more than 15 to 20 seconds are even required for your setups and strategy.
It's all about the toilet break.
It's all about the toilet break. You should not have the drink. From what my conversation with Third World Prophet, it looks like he is going for the one stop today. Did you catch what tires he qualified on? Or
Third World Prophet finished P9 on the mediums, if I'm not wrong.
he is on the mediums.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is looking to go for a one stop, and he's a driver who suffered with tire wear so far. But I have to say, I'm a little disappointed or a little upset with how Ghost performance has gone in quali, because we definitely know he had more in the bag, and that quali lap on softs
It's fine. It's his debut. Come on. Give him some slack. Cut him some slack. Come on.
as long as he keeps it clean, he should do
Yeah.
fairly well.
That's the beauty about this league.
Like I said, the margin for error is pretty high.
Pretty high. Yeah. Let's give it interval. Keep everything on. And that's good. So one sneaky boy.
That's in a very interesting line. Okay, I don't think that's the best way to get heat into the tires on the formation lap.
Everyone has their own way. Let's not discriminate here.
Do you know if One Sneaky Boys turned off all assists for the race? Because I know he was playing around with no traction control and ABS. Do you know if he's...
Not that he's mentioned, but if he does and keeps it together, good for him. But it's... how do I put it? Very scary situation getting into a high pressure zone like a league race where you're still experimenting on new and improved racing styles.
That's
Oh,
interesting.
what? Beautiful camera angle.
Codemasters doing their job again. Interesting to know why Ninja isn't here today. It would have been a very nice battle in the midfield with... I mean, the top... Not the midfield, sorry. The top six. The top six would have been a brilliant battle if Ninja was there today. His pace... I did have a race with him in Spain. I think it was AOC. And his pace wasn't, of course, Revo level, but it definitely was a good midfield level drive.
Okay, and there's 5 lights, and away we go.
And that's an interesting camera angle. And now we see a little bit... Oh, brilliant start by Rissel. And
Black Sheep on the inside.
But shock is Ghost has dropped down, has lost positions. SD pushes
Dives
down
on the inside. Oh, and there's contact.
SD is in the wall.
Out.
He's in the wall. Okay, he's kept his wheels intact, but that is definitely a massive punt for the...
There was contact between Black Sheep and the real SD. That will be looked up at. Oh, Casey's left the session. That's a disconnection for him.
Let me...
Oh, and someone's... Oh, there's a crash. Ghost is spun out. Yes, he has. No, it's the Third World Prophet. Ghost, I don't know what happened to him. Probably he has a disconnection. Just it went back. Apologies, I know it's lap 1, but this is...
I've got an invite from Casey, but I can't invite him.
That's brilliant.
He's not... Okay, here he is.
Ah.
There we go.
Oh, that's a collision. And then
SD is definitely in the wrong for that. What is happening right now? What the hell is happening?
the Merc is sandwiched between two Ferraris, collided into one, and the other one took.
There looks like significant damage on the right front end plate of that Ferrari. He's definitely going to need to pit.
Yeah.
This track is not forgiving when you've got any kind of damage whatsoever. Let's see who will come
Black
into the pits.
Sheep
Black Sheep
pits
is
because of
pitting.
his collision with the Real ST. Casey is out. Rambo is
Switch the
fine.
lead.
Come in.
Switch the lead. Oh, Streeter retires. I hope that was not. Oh, that is disappointing to see Street out of the race. That was. I hope that it was.
So, yep, 3 cars in the pits. 4 cars. No. Real ST stays out. He really smashed into the wall.
He is not. He's missing a complete left front end plate, and
Yeah.
it's surprising he hasn't pitted. Or maybe he's trying to make it to the end of that first turn, but you're going to lose out on a lot of track time.
Please re-invite Leos here.
He's retired.
It's retired. So battle between Rambo and Lone Shark for P4.
Rambo is closing in. Is he going to go for the dive bomb? He chooses around the outside, and that is interesting. Oh, what?
It's completely gone off. Lost his marbles. Gives the position back. Battle continues.
I hope Lone Shark didn't pick up damage in that.
No, there was no contact. We hope. Speed Lust. And one sneaky boy. Future teammates in the making. Whistle again with the fastest lap.
Speedlust and Lone Shark, the two big gainers of the start, and Rambo as well, up 7. This is a pretty impressive start by the Red Bulls. Gotta give it to them. And
Mercedes not having a good day.
I think this race is a constructive battle between Haas and Red Bull. I don't think people are going to catch Russell unless we put the commentator curse on him. So
Yeah.
let's switch the battle at the lead at the front and see whether one sneaky boy can stay with Russell. That doesn't look like he's actually sticking with the Haas, but we all know how consistent one sneaky is. He tends to sneak into pretty good positions without putting in too quick, like laps which are too quick. I think the battle here is predominantly between second and third. That's going to be a very interesting battle.
Second,
to watch.
third, fourth, and fifth is also a battle. Yeah.
Is Casey back yet? Has he returned the session?
No, he's still there. Oh no, he's not joined yet.
Just trying to invite him again. Oh, it's unfriendly.
He'll respond. How do I?
Take control.
Casey, come on. You need to know this.
Yeah, man, this is basic.
This is basic stuff.
How can you play a Codemasters game without knowing how to take control?
Yeah. The battle's on track currently. Speedlust is still at the back of Sneaky Boy. Great start for him. 5 positions made. SD finally pits. Had enough.
I think he missed out on a few good laps
Yeah.
over there. He's probably going to go onto the hards. Why don't you show us the tire? And he does go into the hard tires. He's going to not be able to take this to the end,
No,
I'm sure.
definitely not. He'll probably go to the softs at the end.
Well, that's definitely going to give him the fastest lap, even considering we have only 10 drivers left. Ghost is pitted now for the hard tires.
No, he's just overtaken SD.
Okay.
Yeah, he too would pit at the end of lap 1. So, yeah, fairly stable right now. So, gap between P1 and P2 slowly increasing, but not too bad. One Sticky Boy is not too bad.
Let's turn about one sneaky for a lap here for the Toro Rosso.
Oh, consistent fastest laps from Russell.
He's somebody who's not as competitive with the 2019 game as he was with 2018. I think he's definitely not had the time to put into practice, but when he is going, he is pretty quick. The consistency is something which is lacking. I definitely expect him to improve as the season goes on. onto the grass there. You don't actually lose out too much time by going onto the grass. I think Brazil was one improvement made by Codemasters for control, but once Sneaky Boy is kind of showing us, you don't lose out on too much time with two wheels on the grass.
It's all about accelerating on the curves in this game, where you lose control.
The curves actually got less grip than the grass, which is saying something.
It's a whole new meaning to the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah, definitely.
Rambo closing in on Lone Shark.
That's,
That'll for P4.
Rambo's
But
another
DRS
thing.
and doesn't switch it on. Wow, come on.
Does he have a DRS failure? And it's pretty common in the game, and with the Red Bull build quality, I'm sure that it may not.
Actually, Red Bull is known for build quality.
Oh, sorry, mixing up with Renault. Sorry.
No, you're comparing it with the Haas in front. We just got fantastic.
Yellow flags, and that's Casey. It looks like he's taking control and not in the best way. Has he lost? Oh yeah, he's lost his front left end plate. He's gonna have to pit. Oh, that is unfortunate. This race.
That is a complete loss of left wing.
Race is going for bad to worse from. I feel like pulling out the safety car just to like bunch the back up again. But Codemasters was supposed to have the steward access for spectators, or have they revoked that?
I don't think so.
That was something that was rumored when this game was brought out, but it's not something that they followed up on. Definitely feel that is a feature. Goes off.
Sorry.
He's kept it. He hasn't lost too much time. He's probably dropped about a second and a half, 2 seconds too.
Any damage? No, it does not. Lucky. It's spin out completely.
Now it's all about reeling that gap in. Dirty air on this game with heavy fuel has definitely become more significant, and that's something that you tend to lose grip predominantly in corner exits, which is a little weird. I mean, mid corner speeds are still okay, but corner exits are where it becomes a bit iffy.
Chuck would want to get back his position. Sure, in his mind, he knows he's faster than Rambo. He'll be in the catching end. Put the pressure on Rambo, see if he makes a mistake and cracks under pressure. Yeah, gap only slowly, slightly increasing between one Sneaky Boy and Brazil. It's only been just 6/10 over the last 2 laps.
Judging by results, okay, there's a yellow flag in sector 3, and that is SD. This race is also going from bad to worse from him, and luckily it looks like he's kept his front wing intact.
The Mercs really do not like sector 3 today. Just bad, and bad.
I think they'll be praying for a safety car quite a lot.
Or probably they'll just cause it themselves, They do control everything. Oh, this is the back end, but
Good control by Lone Shark.
control. Black Sheep, unfortunately, smashed into the rail ST. It's 27 seconds off the leading pack. He really showed good pace during quali, and now it's turned out to be a shame. He too cuts the track a bit, okay, but
Let's take a look at the incident so far. There's a 5-second time penalty for Casey after the air to control, so I'm guessing that will be removed. SD is the first person to pick up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Definitely won't be the last. This track does have a few sections where you
especially in sector 3, right here. Oh, Casey's retired. What happened? He's lost it at the end, in the beginning of the back straight. That says everything. What am I? I'm losing it.
Yeah, that just puts his day into perspective. I think that was all that was left. He's lost front wing, he's had disconnections, and having a retirement was pretty much the last nail in the coffin.
I'm finding it very difficult to speak because as a member of the Mercedes Association,
You're ex-admin as well, so.
No, but I'm a steward right now, right?
Still. Casey has left the session, and Oh, I think the Ferrari was going for a spin. Can you go back? Oh no. Definitely had a loss at the back end there. But managed to keep it together. Meanwhile, Lone Shark is closed back to the closed right back to Rambo, and Casey says he bottled it. Definitely, Casey, we feel you, man. It's been a pretty frustrating race for you.
If this costs you the championship, I'll never forgive you.
I think Mercedes have that cushion, but definitely making the constructors more interesting for us. Good job, SD. Good job, Casey. SD has closed in on Ghost quite significantly. I think the gap was. He's dropped behind Ghost after that spin.
No, it's fine. It's stable.
It's stable. Okay. I mean, that's definitely one to watch. I think SD's fight back, provided he can keep it clean.
Lone Shark is within DRS range.
Just keep it clean. Yeah, it's very difficult to lose traction with TC on. It just shows us that Lone Shark probably is not using assists or, if at all, medium traction. I think that shows a pretty good improvement in the driving standard of the league. Definitely people have to improve with consistency, but baby steps.
Goes a little wide, keeps it together luckily. Doesn't run too wide.
That turn has actually become way tougher since the fixed ballast came into the equation.
Casey's example number 1 for today.
Who lost in quali? I think it was Leo Overseer lost it in quali, or was it Lone Shark lost in quali?
Yeah.
In that con, right?
And Streeter. Just right at the back of him. See the diffuser.
Rambo runs a bit wide, that's compromises.
Much better exit for Lone Shark. Got DRS.
And we know that with there's like smoke coming out of the back of their house, but the graphics.
Side by side.
Don't squeeze him. Just left enough space, and Rambo tries the cutback, but
gets the move done
not able to
cleanly.
do it. We know these two are evenly matched in terms of pace, so Rambo should probably try and stick with him and come back at him the next lap.
But he does need to reduce his ERS. He's still running on overtakes, probably forgotten about it, and that's going to bite him later on. Or worse yet, he might be using automatic ERS.
If that's the case, then Cody is really doing a number on him. I wish the game showed you who were using what assists. That'll put things into perspective. But
yeah, we really need a stewards panel.
Yeah, we really do. Black Sheep runs wide, but loses about 0.3, 0.4 of a second. That Ghost is, and Rissel puts in another fast lap, but Ghost is reined in Black Sheep quite significantly, and we all know Black Sheep is quite quick on this edition of the game, as we saw from his qualifying performance. So,
but he's just not able to keep it together. Consistency is slightly lacking right now. That's why you can see Ghost.
I don't think he's inconsistent. I think he's had some pretty bad luck.
Well, yeah, but right now Ghost is catching him. That means there has to be some mistake on his side. Let's see.
Yeah. Ghost is an unknown quantity. Could be actual Ferrari level pace and bring back Ferrari in the constructors if he gets the seat.
So what does that mean for third world profit when you return?
Well, I guess with me moving to reserve, I won't. If the Ferrari spots are taken, I won't get it now. But
why not?
Let's see. A long way to go. Definitely, I would love a fight back. Probably take out a couple of the Mercedes in a few races too.
So that's DRS.
There's a flag in sector 2. I wonder who that is.
Speedless
has retired from the session. Is that? And he's left the session. Is that? Oh my God! This is one corner which has been difficult for me and claims another victim.
That is a shame for Speedless. He was actually running really cleanly until now.
The gap between him and Rambo, I think, once Nicky stayed constant for the last.
Around 4 seconds. Yeah, that is a big shame. We were expecting big things from him on his return.
Well, at least he showed up.
At least.
The DNF looks way better on your resume than DNS. SD is closing in on P7 with the DNF of Speedless, but I think the main
gap.
Gets
the move done.
I think this is the battle to watch right now.
These two definitely have the pace, and this unknown quantity called Ghost is very intriguing me. I haven't seen him on track, and he's definitely
He doesn't get DRS, just out of
Just
DRS
out, yeah.
range. Let's go back to Rambo versus Lone Shark and see what's on with them. And I think Rambo is definitely losing a bit in the corners to Lone Shark, but is managing to put it back on the straights.
they're on the
Tells us a
same
bit-
strategy. So
That tells us a bit about the setup and or DRS, but doesn't get DRS this time around. The gap, however, does close on the straight. Could be a result of slipstream, could be a result of the setup, but definitely we know now that if Rambo does get close enough, I don't think the overtake on the straight will be too much of a problem.
yeah, he's thoughtfully put it down to 1 ERS now. Let's
Lone
see
Shark
if
makes a mistake. I think the gap's closed a little bit. He lost about a tenth over there.
it's gone back up again. It's 1.1 seconds, just out of DRS again. But he leaves it in 2.
He was in DRS zone though. It's funny. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, sector 3 definitely Lone Shark is faster than Rambo. Maybe sector 1 is where Rambo shines. Just
Ghost
teetering
is-
on the edge of 1 second. Will he get DRS for the main straight?
He has gotten DRS, and this is going to help him a lot, save some ERS, because I don't think the move is going to be possible, and he is saving ERS until I
We're
said that.
down to
But yeah, I mean,
Oh, you're his race engineer. He heard you loud and clear.
I was going to save ERS if that was me. Yeah, but
Goes back down to 2. Good.
what happened? Yo, down to 0.6 of a second.
Oh, but his ERS is completely out. Let's look at his state, and much better with more than half tank left.
He again stays in 4th. Is his ERS stuck? Because last time we were on board with him, it was in 4th as well, right?
Yeah, but last lap it was at 2, so I don't know.
Lone Shark makes a huge mistake.
But this could make his overtake down the home straight a little difficult.
Ooh.
Thought about lunch.
Okay.
There's contact. Takes the escape route. He won't be happy with that nudge. Goes down to the pits.
Lone Shark takes the opportunity pretty well, and oh my god, hopefully he hasn't lost one pick.
Goodness, that was very close. Wait a minute. There's sector 2 and 3. Ghost going really slowly. What's happened?
Has he lost front to him?
No,
No, he looks, I think he probably just had a spin.
maybe.
Lone Shark goes on to the softs. Or, oh, okay. Did he go into another set of
He
hards?
changed his front.
He's gone into another set of hards.
I do not understand that tactic at all.
Could have been an initial problem with the graphic. He may have qualified on the
I don't think. Oh yeah, he did.
another yellow flag in sector. And it looks like Rambo has made
Spun, yeah.
a spun.
No. One sneaky boy spun.
One sneaky boy spun. Okay. Is he on?
Does he have damage? No, it doesn't.
This track is notorious, but no bets off Russell bottling it as well. Hopefully he manages to keep it clean, but let's try and make the race a bit interesting.
Yeah, Russell, if I were you, I would calm down. You're in a commanding position, 10 seconds lead. No need to push it. No need to throw away your 25 points. 26 right now. It shows 1 lap. Did he pit? It shows probably must have pitted. So Rambo up to P3 now after speedless bottling. Real is still in a lonely P7 are driving.
But look at that gap to Ghost. That has come down an insane amount. I think he's definitely going to be on Ghost by the end of the stint, but I think Ghost does not have to pit again. Or no, he does.
He does.
He definitely does. Both of them do have to pit again. So SD will need the comeback drive of his life unless the safety car comes out.
Ghost will go on to the hard tires.
While if SD does catch him in the stint, SD can probably go onto the softs at the end
Definitely
of
can go back to the softs. Yeah.
I think it'll be actually better for him to go on to the mediums because then he can pit maybe 5 or 6 laps before the softs
Yeah.
and gain a lot more time within just continuing on
Russell
his
putting
use.
another fastest lap of 121.8.
Let's go on board Russell for a lap, see how he drives. Keeps it fairly clean, avoids the curb on turn 2 because we all know how deadly that can be. Does not avoid the curb in turn 3.
You can run. That's fairly safe side to go on.
I think that's a fairly better driver to monitor the ERS usage on.
Keep
He runs
zero right now.
runs in 0 for the majority of sector 2 so far.
It's not pushing it.
I think he knows he just needs to keep it clean to win this
Yeah.
race. I wouldn't mind putting him into Ferrari for the latter half of the season. Maybe help Ferrari that little bit more.
But Ghost and Russell kick out third world profit. Oh,
No, I think Ghost is still a reserve. Lots of spots are going to be opening up based on attendance. But
yeah, Myth is probably gonna
with Jerry,
Jerry, yeah. Madhav said he would race and then he didn't. Hitesh said he would race and then he didn't.
how has Madhav downloaded the 2019 game? I haven't seen him racing on it.
Yeah, he said he did.
I haven't seen
Said
him
he
on
would,
it.
yeah.
So the gaps have extended a little bit. I think Ghost, after falling off the back of Black Sheep, has dropped off significantly. There may be slight damage on his car, but not enough to pit. Which
Gaps
means
are quite big right now. There's absolutely nothing going on track.
I think
Except for third world profit, who
Profit.
probably could be chased down by Russell. Is he already been lapped?
I doubt it.
Yeah, he's already
He's
been
already
lapped.
been lapped. 17 laps in.
Good job, Ferrari.
That's the last time I'll be commentating with Kapil in a while. But at this pace, if ST has any incidents and Kazri needs to pit again, he could fall back into the clutches of third world profit. But I think his pace is going to be a little too strong, and the gap we will see open up in a
Let's
little
be
while.
honest, that's not gonna happen.
He is one of the strongest drivers in RLI right now.
Who? Third world profit.
No, ST.
I'm sorry, Trevor. I'm just messing with you. It's just the beginning for you. Don't worry. You'll show us one day, and we'll bow down to you.
Lonshaw carrying a lot of speed in that corner. That compromises his exit a bit, but
As long as he keeps it all four wheels on track and not into the wall, like SD did, he'll be absolutely fine.
so Ninja is watching the. So Ninja adding some cocky comments, but he is nice to see him on the stream. What's up, Casey? Unfortunate what's happened to you today, but next race, man, we'll get back.
Yeah, think about the championship. Don't bottle it.
On the bright side, you're making constructors a bit more interesting.
Yeah. What would really make it interesting is you rejoining the league.
Let's see if we get a streamer. Maybe I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I don't like ST keeps saying that I'm going to run away with the races, but I think he's definitely he would definitely have beaten me in China with his performance. That was an airtight performance by him.
True.
Very welcome, Casey.
Yep. Gaps are very, very stable right now. SD slowly bringing down the gap. Yep, you can definitely see the Ferrari and the Merc.
I don't think I'll be rooting for SD in this battle. That being said, Ghost is on way older medium tires and expect him to pit this or the next lap. Going over 16-17 laps on the medium tires is just going to be detrimental to your own race.
Ghost has pitted once, yeah. That was because of the first lap incident. So I think these two are on the same strategy, where Ghost would be pitting onto the hards and later on SD onto the mediums.
Possibly. I think a couple of comebacks to watch out for are SD, and also I think Black Sheep could potentially catch Rambo. Don't know how strong Rambo is here, but he's had a pretty solid performance. It's a shame what happened to Southwick. That would have been some great points for the Red Bull team, especially with Mercedes falling back.
How many points do Red Bull have right now?
Let me check that. Red Bull are currently way down the order. Southwick just joined the team for this race, and they're on 15 points, so they are over 100 points behind Mercedes. But there is a long way to go.
But who are their competitors? Renault and McLaren. So we know that Streeter, who's in the Renault, has DNF'd. Leo Sayer in the McLaren has DNF'd. So yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, Haas having a very good showing today. P1 and P4 currently. Rambo pits, comes out behind Rambo. Rambo comes out behind Lone Shark.
And so this battle resumes.
Yes. This shows how much more pace Lone Shark has. Even with that mistake, he's made back the position.
I don't think he actually lost out more than maybe a second or two because he came to the pits.
True, yeah. He minimized his damage that
yeah. But now, but unfortunately, Lone Shark came out on the hard tires and he's gone hards to hards. I don't think that's what he told Jeff to do.
Yeah.
Codemasters probably screwed him over, but
he'll definitely have to pit again and he'll definitely go to the softs to the end. So
I think the fastest lap is going to be between
the real SD and
but SD, look at the gap between SD and Ghost. If Ghost doesn't pit this lap, he will probably pit the next lap. But it's nice to see SD really pushing hard, and let's not forget the gap to Rambo is only 7 seconds. I really wish SD wasn't a pit stop down. I mean, theoretically speaking, because he would definitely be in for a battle with the likes of Rambo and Lone Shark, judging by his pace.
Turn one incidents are just really sad. It's just simply not what you want to see. Ghost pits and it banks just like who was the other guy who
I think it was
that?
Lone Shark.
Lone Shark, yeah.
It's probably
Maybe
a way to
teammates
slow
for
those
the future.
Ferrari engines down. You can't just do that through brakes. But SD, that does move SD up to P6, and now he sets off in search of Rambo, but on 17 lap harder compound tires, 17 lap older harder compound tires.
He does have the pace for it, but he probably will pit before.
No, he doesn't. I think Rambo's pulling away. He just opened up a 10th and a half through sector 1 alone.
Oh, he's on fresh tires, that's
Yeah.
why. Good point.
But
Ghost on.
crucially, one sneaky boy does need to stay within 20 seconds of Russell, otherwise Russell can pit and get that extra point for fastest lap.
That is a possibility because Russell's pace is commanding right now.
At the same time, Sneaky Boy could do the same thing. Look, judging by his gap to Black Sheep, and Black Sheep will have to pit again.
Yes. But
So
he
this-
doesn't know that. No,
so-
he will know that.
So 1 and 2 look fairly locked down, unless,
Yeah. Unless. That is a
Big
big
if.
unless, yeah.
or should I say, the 1 and 2 are confirmed, just to, like impose the commentator's curse. I don't think those two are ever gonna have an incident again in their lives, especially not at turn 1.
Wait, it shows he's on medium tires.
He is on
No,
hards.
he's
I
on
think
hards. He's on
very
medium.
often
They
the
started
gap-
on mediums, that's why.
Yeah. But it's nice to see Spain where and SC does pit as well and goes on to softs with 11 laps to go. Can the softs go 11 laps on this? I doubt it.
I definitely would not know.
I definitely wouldn't. I mean, I would. I do know, and I wouldn't do that.
Okay. Yeah, it is. It won't last. It won't be as effective for the entire day.
I think in the race I went about 15 or 16 laps on the medium tires, which are I think 3 compounds or 2 compounds harder. Or is it 1 compound?
In Spain, it's one compound.
One compound. So I don't think 4 laps less would be too much of a big deal, but it would require some amount of conservation. But the gap to Rambo is 25 seconds and 11 laps to do it in. It's looking more and more unlikely for SD.
Oh, and Lone Shark is spun! Spinning around in circles
and he has lost his front wing to add salt to though he hasn't.
No, hasn't, luckily.
Look there.
But he had to pit, he probably will again. He'll go on to the mediums to the end. Black Sheep has a puncture! And he's crawling into the pits. He's taken a 21 lap old hard tires and he's blown him in the last sector.
I hope he blew it in the last sector, otherwise he'll lost out way too much time, I think.
Yeah, because, the gap was around 3.5. Only better.
What do you want from us? So while couple orders his food, let me take over for some time. SD has passed Black Sheep now, but I expect Black Sheep to come back at him at the end of the race. SD will have much better pace, but Black Sheep will definitely have better tires for the last 5-6 laps. I don't think SD can catch Lone Shark, but anything is possible. Lone Shark, if he spins one more time and loses another 6 or 7 seconds, SD will probably be right on his tail.
Yeah. So Black Sheep is right at the back of the real SD. This could be a battle to the end, considering that the real SD can pull away right now, but later on the mediums will come into play and Black Sheep will be back into this fight. Pace wise they're quite equal. They were P1 and P2. Now they're P5 and P6.
P1 Sebastian.
Who's the back end? 4 or third or.
While this race is settling down a bit, and SD goes with a 120.7, which was faster than a lot of quali laps. So brilliant lap by SD. It's nice. It's interesting to see if Russell can open up the gap and maybe go to beat that towards the fag end of the race. But Kapil, what do you think of the quali session today? Do you think Mercedes can challenge Ferrari tomorrow, because their race pace is generally 0.5, 0.6 faster in terms of the deficit to
So as long as they're under 2 seconds, I think they could definitely pull, because in sector 2 they make up a lot of time. But I think the moment they lose DRS, it's gonna be considerably difficult.
It's not that hard to pick up DRS again because of the whole
sector 2 ordeal, yeah,
sector
probably,
2.
yeah.
Not sector 2 ordeal.
It is kind of an ordeal. Come on, it's like it's your saving grace.
Fair. Where did Bottas qualify? Was he P4 or was Verstappen P4?
Bottas was P4.
Okay. Interesting engine noise from Ferrari. Massive stutters from Black. I hope this is just on our screen and not for him. He is lagging all over the track. I hope this is not going to affect the race of him or anybody else around him. But let's take a look at that gap to Lone Shark. SD has closed down 6 seconds in the last 3 laps. SD is flying at the moment, but he does.
SD has penalties. Let's have a look. Russell has just one. Sneaky Boy has one penalty and on the verge of another one, so you got 3 seconds. Rambo very clean, just one warning. Lone Shark absolutely spotless, 0 warnings. But the real SD, our championship leader, is it's got 2 penalties, 6 seconds, and his closest competitor just 1 warning. So at this position, the real SD will finish in P6.
And I think Black Sheep will catch him at the end of the race.
That's
Granted,
the
the
level
pace
of
deficit is
Thank
large
you
right
very
now,
much.
but Black Sheep is definitely going to have a huge pace advantage in the last maybe three, 4 laps. The tires just fall off a cliff with the
For the
soft
soft
tires
tires,
at least.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if ST has a spin in the last two races, in the last 2 laps, sorry. But the gap to Lone Shark didn't close at all the last lap.
Yeah, Rambo has this in the bag. He's got softer and fresher tires. Lone Shark is not, and they're more or less equal pace.
But we might want to pay attention to the gap from between Russell and One Sneaky now. It has hit 20 seconds and Russell
But does Russell really want that extra point? Will he gamble with 7?
will
He
he pull
might.
a revo basically. Will he
Yeah,
pull a
will he
revo in
pull a revo,
Bahrain?
yeah.
Another
3 more
penalty.
seconds. Oh, this is just gone into the shambles for Mercedes. One driver out, and the other gonna lose. At this rate, he might lose P7.
Will he?
Yeah, he has 9
second.
seconds.
And
Let's-
Ghost is on the better tire right now.
Yeah. So
I think the crossover point would be lap 6 or 7 maybe. For
let's
these
check his penalties. He too just has 1 warning. So let's see the gap. The gap is 7 seconds. No, not seconds.
about 8.5 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's definitely looking good for the Ferrari over the Mercedes, which I'm feeling pretty happy about. But that being said, I don't think Black Sheep will have to do this on penalties. The gap is already closed in the last lap, and it's just going to close more and more as long as Black Sheep can keep it clean.
Yeah, I think Real SD's made a big mess of his strategy. It's usually Ferrari's fault, but now Mercedes wants to get into the game too.
Does Lone Shark have penalties or no?
Lone Shark only has 1 warning.
Oh wow.
Rambo also has just 1 warning. No, Lone Shark has no warnings. Rambo has 1 warning.
Okay.
One Sticky Boy has 3 seconds. The Rizal has 1 warning.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Let's go back to the attention for our streamers or people watching the stream rather. And
Sector 1.
Spursh has joined us. Spursh,
Oh, that's third world profit again.
Ninja, why didn't you come today? What happened to you? Waiting
Lone
for
Shark
the,
pits.
I guess he had to with the tire compound going hearts to hearts.
Right. So that gives a free position to 3 people.
Ninja, in the meanwhile, we'd love to hear what happened to you and why an admin is missing races. That's definitely not going to be very harsh action on rather. Casey, I don't think there's much you can say to recover. I think best you can do is blame the car. Maybe your seat was a bit uncomfortable. That's probably the only thing that could be a saving grace.
So the gap coming down significantly. Black Sheep is 2 seconds and Ghost is 7 seconds. So Real ST will definitely lose these 2 positions at this rate.
But I'm hoping Black Sheep can do this on track. I mean, he doesn't need to, but at least he'll be there. We'll see one overtake today after. Since Lone Shark versus Rambo, we haven't really seen one, have we?
But this would be even more modifying for the Real ST because Black Sheep was the one who caused all this nonsense to begin with.
Post race for stewards will be quite interesting. I really wasn't sure because I thought SD ghosted just after the contact. Not really sure what happened in terms of the netcode there or whether there was actually a driver's mistake.
But hold on there. Lone Shark now with his fresh softs could bring down the gap to Ghost. Since these two don't have any penalties, they will have to settle it on track. But because of SD's penalties, he might lose not 2 but 3 positions at this rate. So yeah, it's a bad day for Muck. So it's only 4 laps left in this Grand Prix. Once Sneaky Boy is over a pit stop behind Russell, will Russell make the move? No, not in this lap.
I think if I was Russell, I'd pit on lap 32 or 31, so possibly the next lap.
So Russell could do it, even one Sneaky Boy could go for it. because his gap to Pete is off in sector 2, and that's
Ghost.
Ghost.
Oh my god, that is definitely not going to be. And he's lost his entire front wing. This race has gone from bad to worse for him.
Shark gets the move done.
SD gets one major free position, I think.
Yeah.
That definitely was
saving
gonna go.
grace.
But this puts the fastest lap in the striking range of Rissel, one sneaky, because he could pit potentially.
Yeah, they should pit right now. They should definitely make that.
Then
speed.
Ghost will also be in contention, and as a result of that, I think Lone Shark will also be pushing for fastest lap. So this is becoming pretty interesting towards the end of the race, at least.
All for 1 point. They all have points today because it's only 8 finishes. As Russell going for it, will one sneaky boy go for it too?
Sometimes, if the pit crew does mess up, you can end up behind with even a 23-24 second gap. I really hope that does not happen in Rissel, but one sneaky stays out.
Stays out.
I think Rissel is in the clear, definitely. He's reaching the end of pit lane, and it's going to be close, but it's still going to be about 2-3 second gap, is it? And there is one sneaky, so it's going to be at least 3 seconds.
And then he's going to pull away.
And then Rissel is going to probably save his ERS for one lap. It may close by about a second here because Rissel will be backing off, saving fuel.
Ghost has I had to pit when he's now behind third more profit. So Ferrari
P7 and 8. We're not going to comment on there being only 8 drivers, but at least P7 and 8 isn't too bad.
They switch positions, so yeah, team orders too. Oh, the gap is 1.5 seconds. There's 2 laps left.
And there's a massive lag spike for SD over there. It's 1.1 now. Cost him 0.3 of a second.
Black Sheep on hot lap ERS. Bringing the gap quite down. You might want to save it for the rest of the lap. And
Black Sheep's a fairly experienced driver. I don't think he will run hot lap. He'll forget to switch down. There he goes.
There he goes.
Down to 0. He's somebody who's been racing a lot of late, I think. I've seen him online quite a bit. But just look at that tire advantage. I think he caught up 4/10 through sector 1 alone, and even that being in the dirty air of the Mercedes. Yellow in sector 3, and that is the other, and again Ghost going for a spin.
Any wing damage?
No,
Yes,
doesn't
no,
look like
there's not. Okay.
It's a shame. He had P6 lined up for him.
No, I'm had, yeah.
But look at this. It's if Lone Shark can cut down 1 second to SD in the last 2 laps, and this battling with Black Sheep will probably be very vital. SD may drop behind Lone Shark as well. This is going to be close. I think that's the position to watch out for. Black Sheep versus SD is not going to be too much of a battle. SD won't want to
Will this be a repeat of turn 1, lap 1? He has ERS.
SD lagged.
Put it on to hot lap ERS. He's on overtake down the inside.
Around the outside.
Around the outside, my bad. Oh!
This was not going to be a battle. I think Black Sheep's tire advantage and with DRS and good save by SD. The tire advantage was just too much for even the best drivers to cope.
The gap is 9.2 seconds with 2 laps remaining.
It's 8.5. To Lone Shark.
What?
9.2 seconds to whom?
It was, now it's like 8.2. Russell puts in the fastest lap of the day, 1:24.07.
That's not much faster than SD's time about 10 laps ago.
Yeah.
On heavy fuel.
Maybe he's going one more time. Yeah,
I think-
he's definitely going again.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a brilliant lap from him, considering he did a 118
118
on
main,
mediums.
yeah. Sector 2. Oh
SD.
no! This is
And he
he's
can't
got a
pit.
puncture!
He can't pit either. He cannot pit. It's the last lap. But crucially, can he stay ahead of the Ferraris?
Oh, wait a minute. Russell has a 3-second penalty. No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. One sneaky boy already has 3 seconds. Or else it would have been interesting. Oh yeah, that's just the icing on the cake. Just to cement those 2 positions.
I don't think that would have affected his race much either. He's come home with a pretty good P2. SD is maybe fallen behind the Ferraris. How much time is he losing? And why isn't Third World Prophet catching up more?
Oh, he's spun again. Come on, third world prophet, you can
Come
do
on,
it.
man, you can do it. I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think it's going to be enough. Oh, that's, he has to go a whole other lap. He has to go a whole other lap.
No. Oh, he's spun again.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. This is
He
the
doesn't.
end.
He doesn't. Go back to SD. Let's see if he spins again. Oh no, he's done.
Damn.
He brings it home.
But wait. The penalties.
No, I think it's 15 seconds. I don't believe this.
Goodness.
Brilliant drive by Third World Prophet. It puts him up to P6.
Whatever I said about third world prophet, forget about it. That was fantastic racing. Consistent.
Fantastic drive. Totally deserved that P6
Yeah.
purely on merit. And I
Grazie
think,
ragazzi.
and he I think the Mercedes will not be too happy. But while that is being done, let me just pull up the the commentator role for, or the podium.
Let's just go to a race lobby and talk to everyone.
No, let's just hold too much talking there.
Oh my goodness, he's gone into the. He's fallen
What
out the game.
hell?
You've seen it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
He's about 60 feet in the air. That is not the way the arrow is supposed to work. I am pretty sure.
And he's.
He's in the pits. But good win for Haas today. I think Russell had a commanding drive up front. One sneaky boy kept it clean. I think that was what was needed. He delivered. And once again, the Gasly finishes behind the Toro Rosso. The game hasn't updated the Gasly Albon positions, right? No?
Yes, hold this.
Where is Russell? Why isn't he here? Yes.
Who's no more pro player? That's your results. This is for stewarding purposes.
1 second. Who's the third podium? It's Rambo, right?
Yeah. Brilliant result.
What's up, guys? Can one sneaky boy, Russell, and Rambo come to the commentators' den for the podium interviews? Thanks.
Why can't I hear that? Why can't I hear that?
Because it was just you're not in the lobby.
Alright.
So let's just leave the lobby and wait on the main screen. So we have Russell with us. Russell, pretty commanding drive. I'm pretty sure your target was just not to spin and to open up the gap for fastest lap, right? Russell, if you have push to talk on, you're not audible. Oh, 1 second. Hold on. Hold on, guys. 1 second.
Why can't I hear that?
Yeah.
My ears
Yeah.
are dead.
Sorry about that, guys.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. Russell, good job, man. It was a great race from you today. How was your? What is your game plan? Were you just trying to open up the 20-second gap so you can go to fastest lap, or what's up?
Yes, I was trying to get a 20-second gap, so I could get the fastest lap. But I got a penalty on like the last. I think it was the second last lap, and I shit my pants. So luckily it was luckily what was it gonna say?
Yeah, it was really fast. It was really fast. I also had penalty. I got one on the last.
One stakey, we'll come to you. Russell, what were you saying?
Yeah, he had a penalty, so yeah, I was alright. Even if I got a so pretty
Right.
average race.
How
So,
afraid were you about bottling it?
very because I did it anyways.
Shit. Talk us through turn one. We saw a ghosted Mercedes, but we also saw him spinning out. What exactly happened? It was 3 wide. What happened from your point of view?
So basically, I tried to back out, and suddenly the Mercedes ghosted, and I don't know. He just ended up in the gravel, and I was on the outside of the alpha, and I think his front wing was like lined with Mercury tires, and he did, alongside. So I closed the door. I think I right the door and spun out.
Right, so the contact was with you. We were under the impression it was actually with Black Sheep. That being said, 3 wide into turn 1 is never going to end well, especially with Codemasters netcode. But anyway, great race today, and hope to see you next week. On to you, Sneaky. That's the 3rd podium or a 4th podium in a row for you?
Okay. No, I don't. I didn't get to the podium in Baku. I crashed on the last lap.
Okay, so that's
Disappointing.
that's still I think 3 out of 4 races
Yeah.
is good for you.
Yeah.
So talk us through your race. Was it pretty boring or?
It was boring because the whistle was really consistent and fast. So I could match him. I matched him for the first like 10 laps. Then I just thought that it's not worth it. Like 7 points, not worth it. I just backed off.
That's the first time we've heard that.
Yeah.
That is hands on the first time we heard that, but you're entitled to your opinion.
So you're saying you'd rather have the 18 than 0.
Bro, I just like, come on. I couldn't have fought him because I had a penalty too by that time.
So
I
what was
got
on your
3
mind?
on
What were you
someone.
doing? Like, what was your main objective?
What is your game plan?
Just get the P2. I know. It's pretty disappointing. That's why it was so boring for. I was wishing I would have actually pushed.
What was your impression of Satvik? I know he put you under pressure for the first about 10 laps ish. And the gap
Bro,
was static, I think.
Nah, I was actually 2 seconds in front. And he was putting pressure, then he spun.
Yeah, I mean the gap was static at 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's
One lap I was gaining 2 seconds, 2 tenths, and then he was gaining 2 tenths. So it was, for the first 10 laps, it was pretty interesting. I had to push because of him.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Then
he
I
did
just
spin out. I think that was a battle we were looking forward to seeing, because it would have gotten pretty interesting in the pit stop phase. Because 2 seconds would, if he undercut you 2 seconds, doesn't really keep you safe.
2 seconds you can undercut easily.
Especially with the penalties and stuff. So.
And you got a couple of penalties to add to the salt, add salt to the wounds. But
Yeah,
luckily that didn't happen for you.
My brother is. I got one last warning in the last lap, unfortunately.
Looks like your brother's celebrating your victory, your podium.
But-
He's eating marmalade sandwiches.
But Toro also finishing ahead of a Red Bull, coming down to Rambo. I think Rambo, I'm pretty sure you did not expect a P3 finish today. That's a great job by you. It's very Consistent
and
drive.
beautifully driven.
Talk us through that battle with Lone Shark.
He was frustrating you. Why? You thought you just wanted him to die or something?
I was like, I was not able to concentrate on this.
Okay, yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That is frustrating, but I think he did overtake you and then spin out again. Did you have to try hard to avoid him, or was it fairly easy and was it pretty wide?
No, I tried catching him again, but I know if I push him near me, he will somehow make a mistake and I will spun because I saw him already and somewhere he just didn't.
Did you have fun racing with him, or would you have preferred to have just raced alone?
This was really frustrating.
Okay.
But unfortunately, your teammate Satvik's Speedless spun out. I think there were some great points on the board for Red Bull, and you managed to pull back a podium, which gives you guys a pretty good standing now. I think you are down to 15 points, and you've literally doubled that. So good job today.
Yeah.
Thank you. And guys, that brings us to the end of this edition's Season 3 Spanish Grand Prix. Don't walk through the Spain lap now. We are discussing whether to walk you through a lap of Spain after 33
How
laps.
it's really done.
How it's really done.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, cool. Forgive the noob switching, but here we go.
Walk us through the lap. The man and the baby.
Yeah,
Two-time driver champion. Varlai.
So this is a lap which was not exactly clean, but a 117.4-ish. And earlier you could stay in 7th gear, but here I've chosen to go up to 8. Clip the inner curb, put 2 wheels onto the AstroTurf, and the curbs there do hit you. You can try and hit a late apex there, but I've run a bit wide. Clipping the apex and just staying to the left of the curb does put you in good standing. Now here is an early apex, drift out wide, short shift up to 5th, and here you brake a bit early because considering it's all downhill, you can lock up. Keep it nice and narrow, and it's all about the exit into 3rd. This is actually the trickiest corner on the track for me. You can lose the back end fairly significantly considering it's heavily off camber, and that brings into this fast right-hander. I ran a bit wide, but as long as you can keep 2 wheels on the track, you can maintain grip. We saw a couple of people spin out today. The final sector is all about the rotation. It's usually you switch your brake bias down to a 52 here, so you can get the car rotated and get on the power nice and quickly. This corner is crucial. I would have liked to take a bit more curb over there to open out the second half of that chicane, and that brings you back onto the main straight, and that is the lap of the Catalonia circuit. So instead of starting on this, we've ended on it, but at least it didn't go to waste. So guys, this is Maranello Baby and Couple signing off for the day.
See you guys later.
See ya. Bye bye.